In the spring of 2022, the world witnessed a turning point in global geopolitics. 3 days after Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz addressed the Bundestag declaring a Zeitenwende, a generational shift in foreign and security policy. This marked the beginning of a new era for Germany, a nation that had long avoided confrontational diplomacy but was now compelled to reassess its role in the world. Scholz's Zeitenwende speech on February 22, 2022 was a milestone. He announced a raft of changes, including a long-term commitment to meet NATO's 2% GDP defense spending target, energy resilience measures, and a shift in diplomatic priorities. These changes were not just incremental, they represented a fundamental rethinking of Germany's role in global security. Germany's pivot away from Russian energy sources and its increased military support for Ukraine have been defining features of this new era. While critics once argued that energy ties with Russia were essential for peace, the country has now diversified its energy sources and become Europe's largest supplier of military aid to Ukraine. Germany's flat economy and tight fiscal rules have made these shifts challenging. Yet officials recognize that the country's NATO commitments will eventually oblige it to spend closer to 3% of GDP on defense. Politicians who once championed close ties with Russia have been sidelined. Meanwhile, figures like Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, who warn of the need for a war-capable Germany by the end of the decade, have gained popularity. This shift reflects a broader rethinking of Germany's foreign policy priorities. Despite these strides, challenges remain. The durability of Scholz's Zeitenwende will be tested in the upcoming election on February 23, 2024. Key questions include whether Germany will meet its defense spending commitments and how it will navigate potential US tariffs. Germany's military aid to Ukraine has sometimes been slow to materialize, raising concerns about its commitment to the region. Additionally, the lack of a robust strategic culture in German foreign policy has left many questioning whether these changes are sustainable. The next government in Germany will face critical decisions. These include the question of how to manage potential tariffs from the US, the possibility of American demands for a peacekeeping role in Ukraine, and the need to adapt to China's growing influence in global trade. Many officials express frustration with France's President Emmanuel Macron for suggesting a tripwire force in Ukraine. However, these concerns are no substitute for a serious security debate during the election campaign. Professor Carlo Massala of the Bundeswehr University in Munich compares this year's election to those of 1949 and 1990, era-defining moments in German history. Yet, unlike those pivotal moments, there is a lack of urgency in the current election campaign. Some officials worry that without a sense of urgency, Germany may fail to meet its commitments and risks losing its position as a key player in European security. The question remains, does Germany still have the will to lead? While the future of German foreign policy remains uncertain, one thing is clear: the world has undergone a profound transformation since 2022. As we continue to navigate this new era, it is more important than ever to stay informed and engaged. Like, share and subscribe to Omni for exclusive access to our latest investigations. Your engagement helps us bring you the most impactful stories shaping our world.